Hello! This time it will be all about the A2088XT Bridgeboard. The PC emulator that was released in late 1986 or early 1987 for the Amiga 2000 computer. Of course it will also work in all big box Amigas that came thereafter. And it was kind of the successor to the A1060 for the Amiga 1000 computer. This sidecar that was developed by Commodore Germany and released in 1986 because I think Commodore Germany felt like the Amiga 1000 should also be PC compatible, not only with software but also with PC hardware. And also, if you got this card, you connect it to the Amiga, this Soro connector here for the Soro slots, and then it also connects to the ISA slots found in all big box Amigas, and the Amiga 2000 got 4 of them. And then for the 3 others you can add PC hardware like graphic board, VGA card, maybe a hard disk controller or a Sound Blaster card or something like that. Or of course network card. Yeah. And what is special about this board, because it's not only like a single board computer, it's a little bit more. They have the bridge part, because here you got memory to communicate with the Amiga side, 2 banks, in total 128 kilobyte, and you got here of course the PC side RAM, 512 kilobyte, but note this RAM will occupy 512 kilobyte of the 8 megabyte 16-bit fast RAM address space. So if you got a stock Amiga 2000 and you already got 8 megabyte of fast RAM, you need to maybe configure your RAM expansion board to maybe only 6 megabytes, so you free up the address space. If not, this board will actually not work. So don't get stuck on that. Yes. Here, of course, we got the CPU Intel 8088, 4.77 MHz, free socket for a floating point for a Mat coprocessor, FPU. But I don't have that fitted because it will only draw more current, make more heat, load the PCU even more and stuff like that. Unnecessary because on PC back then very little software took advantage of a floating point unit. Only maybe CAD programs and maybe spreadsheets. So here I added a small speaker to get the beep beep, the PC speaker sound. A cool thing, on the rear here on this A2088 you got the 23-pin floppy connector for using just a regular Amiga Amiga external floppy drive, and it will function as a 720 kilobyte PC floppy drive when you connect it here. The B drive, and the A drive is to connect here, and it should be a 360 kilobyte 5/4 floppy disk drive that always came along with this board when you bought it new back then. Here I miss a chip just because this is my spare board, and here you got an important chip. If this one ends with an A, then you can run this board at 7.5 MHz or 9.5 MHz, 50 or even 100% in speed increase, almost for free. If you got the very early boards, you have this chip like this one without the A on the end, then you cannot do it. But if you have the A on the end, most likely if you have this board, you have it with the A on the end, then you can download something called A2088 Turbo on Aminet, and there you found a command you can run on the PC side in MS-DOS, that will be, or IBM PC-DOS or whatever. That will make this board run at 7.5 MHz without any hardware modification. And that's kind of cool, I think. And but it would be wise to replace this CPU with one with a higher speed rating, like maybe Intel 8088 at 10 MHz, but more cheap and more even better. Replace it with a NEC V20 CPU, like I have done in my Amiga 2000 on my left side here. We will look at in a minute or so. So, if you do a hardware mode as well, you need to replace the crystal here and do a few wires. Then you can software select a turbo mode where you run this also at 9.5 MHz. And that mode I have done to my board installed in Amiga 2000 computer on my left side here. So here we got my Amiga 2000 computer, and here we got a Bridgeboard installed, and you see here I have glued on a small speaker to get the beep beep PC speaker sound. And this Amiga 2000 was also something I assembled from my spare parts. Repaired motherboard and bought a chassis, and I used a PC power supply that I found in the electrical bin waste some time ago. And you can run an Amiga 2000 just fine with a PC power supply. You just have to jumper on the motherboard to not use the tick signal, but use the CA timer or Agnus or something like that instead. But I found out the Bridgeboard, to make it work properly, you need a tick signal. So I had to take a small circuit from another project or something, some Amiga remake motherboard or something like that. I don't remember what the project was called, but I took the tick signal circuit and I soldered it up, and I glued it on the motherboard right there. The Amiga 2000 is now starting Workbench 1.3, and the reason I'm using 1.3 is that I just want to keep it like time period correct, and it's an unaccelerated machine, 68000 at approximately 7 MHz. Or actually I have replaced the 68000 with a 68010 because it's a direct replacement, and I had one of those laying around. But it makes a macroscopic speed increase at best. I recommend to use the latest software, that is the one that came with the install disk for the A2386SX. But because I'm using a hard file running only Kickstart 1.3, then I found out that I need to use the old software to make it work with the hard file. For the hard file to work, I think you need, and the newest software, I think you need at least Kickstart 2.0 or newer. So the PC emulator has actually already started, because it starts with the bind drivers command in the startup sequence. And one more side note, I recommend to use a large buffer for the disk where you have the hard file, like 800 and something, because that helps with the speed, and also recommend to keep the hard file a small size, like 10 megabytes or so. So we can start either PC mono, that is emulating MDA, monochrome display adapter, and that's, I think, it's the default jumper setting on the card. But and you can also set it in prefs here. So now I have both mono and color video on. And color, that's CGA, that's color graphic adapter, 16 color in text mode, 4 colors for games. And that's the one I'm going to use because I like colors. But if you want optimum speed, then the monochrome MDA emulation is the one to start. We are now emulating CGA. And CGA is using the same 16 colors in ANSI text mode as any other color graphic board on the PC. The last 8 colors is an intensity of the first 8 colors. And in this software you can actually adjust the colors yourself and save the palette. Except if you are running Kickstart 3.0 or newer, then there is a bug and you cannot save the palette. And actually you cannot adjust the colors correctly either. But luckily we are running on all Kickstart. So, drive A bad. That's because I am not connected drive A. And I press F1 to continue, and it will now boot the hard file on the Amiga side. Starting MS-DOS 6.2.2. The hard file can be accessed by the software PC emulator PC task. And also very useful, if you have the full version of CrossDOS, you can mount the hard file and get direct access in Amiga OS. And obviously the Amiga keyboard is now emulating the PC keyboard, and we can start Norton Commander. Take a look at the AutoExec bat file. It's like the startup sequence on the PC. So the CPU CLK command here, CPU clock, it's the command that is starting the turbo mode, and the 2 is because we are now running in 9.5 MHz, double the original clock speed. If I set it to 1, it will run in 7.5 MHz, and 0, that's or nothing, that's the original 4.77 MHz. Okay. Let's go to a benchmark. Check it. Start check it. Check it, PC diagnostic software. We can go and check main system and see that we are check the speed, the CPU speed. It's calculating, benchmarking, or what you want to call it. And the machine is 2.23 times the IBM PC XT. And it's a little bit more than 2 times the original PC because we are using the NEC V20 CPU instead of the Intel 8088. 9.55 MHz. go back to Norton Commander. It's possible to reduce the number of colors. And for example, use 8 colors instead of 16 colors. You will still have colors, but you get a lot more speed on the refresh rate. Oops. But of course, if you want real speed, then you need to just install a real PC graphic board in one of the ISA slots. You can also get the time and date from the real-time clock on the Amiga side, and you can emulate the mouse, and you can send and get files from the Amiga side, forth and back. And you can also copy and paste. So I just mark this text like this and release, and then start Notepad on the Amiga side. And then I go to paste. On Aminet you can find something called Etherbridge, and with Etherbridge you can use a cheap PC network card that is XT compatible, like a 3Com card or something, and you can use it to get direct internet access on the Amiga side using your preferred IP stack like Miami DX or Roadshow or something. Now let's check out the fun stuff, games. First, let's try Alley Cat, the old IBM classic. And this is a game I used to play at a friend's house after school hours, because his dad had an IBM 286. So let's try. I remember this tune. Okay, let's go. Joystick, no. Kitten Cat, that must be the easy level. Any key to start. Okay, first we have to jump first. We have to avoid the bulldog or something like that. Oh. Ah. It's hard. Frustrating. This game is hard. One more time. This is supposed to be the kitten level. Click. Open window. Yeah. Fishbowl. Need to jump into the fishbowl. Yes. Ah, electrocuted by the electrical eel or something. Yeah, I think this game is a bootloader game, so we need to soft boot the PC. Ctrl-Alt-Delete. And the Janus handler, Janus library, that's the software responsible for the communication with the Amiga side, the bridge functions, the bridging, sort of saying. CD games. There. So, what's next? Let's try Prince of Persia. That's a newer game than the Alley Cat we previously tried. And how do I start it? Maybe Prince? Yes. Do, 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 do. I'm not good at this. I don't know what keys to press to just, you know, to crawl, or I need to use the num keys. Oh, ouch. Yeah, that's it. We have now been looking at PC from back then, PC graphics, PC audio, you know, the wonderful 1-bit mono sound from the PC speaker. So now let's enjoy Amiga again. So I have started Hippo Player, and I'm going to listen to Turrican intro music. I like this tune. And then let's take a look at some Amiga graphics from back then. Show pick. Yeah, that's all for now, folks. See ya.